Hello and welcome to the allotment. Well, we were going to do so many things, but the weather, well, it's going to be freezing tonight. So this is probably just a walkabout around the allotment before Easter, and I'll see you later on. I had for all you Easter bunnies lettuce to plant, show how well we've done with the lettuce, but let's just take a turn instead. So here is gonna be where all the cucurbits are gonna go, all my cucumbers, courgettes and pumpkin. This is where they're gonna go around the trees, and we've got 2 pear trees here, and behind that pile of wood is a brown turkey fig. Hopefully that will get cleaned up, and there is a plum tree there, and further in the little enclosure is a Bromley apple. I'm just going to take very slowly to the left. We've got a planted hedge, and in front of that are 20 cane autumn fruiting raspberries and 5 no-dig beds. The right hand side one is going to be brassicas. These 3 under the 2 of them under the fleece are potatoes. Obviously we're expecting the frost tonight and the next couple of nights during the week, so they're going to be kept fleeced up. This is the 3rd potato bed, which I postponed planting till next weekend now. This is my new flower and herb bed, which we still need to fill up with compost, and so is this one. And the bed on the far left is going to be new this is going to be brassica bed. The bed on the right is going to be root vegetables, because this is the only one I'm not putting horse manure on. Sorry to mislead you all. So to the right we have newly replanted strawberry bed, and behind that is a bed ready for asparagus. I've got compost now, and as soon as we get asparagus, the second half of April, that's where they're gonna go. All 30 heads of 3 varieties of asparagus. So if I turn gently now to the right, along the horse box we've got loganberry, tieberry and thornless blackberry. And we will walk in now into the old enclosure, and in there we've got 2 beds now clean of strawberries. I'm gonna actually move those flowers from the 2nd bed into the flower bed, and we've got absolutely ready to pick lettuces, lamb's lettuce and winter spinach, and in between are garlic. This is the soft fruit bed, which I did a video before with all the names of the gooseberries and black, red and white currants. And if we look to the left, there is lots of summer and autumn fruiting raspberries all along that edge, and they're doing fine. They've been now just over a year in the ground. I need to do some weeding, because obviously, stinging nettles were here up to the armpits when we started. So these are my broad beans, and I just take this to try to film some of them obviously in flower, and unfortunately those probably will frost. But further to the left I've got lovely crimson flowering broad beans, and I might just put some fleece over that to make sure that they don't get frosted. So I'm just going to cut some more fleece for that right now. And I've got few turnips planted in between, and there is a rest of the Aquadulce Claudia, which I'm not worried about. They've been here whole winter. In, we've now got ready bed with the giant garlic, elephant garlic, so I always call it giant, and this is going to be tomato bed planted in between, and there is another tomato bed which used to be brassica before, and this is the flower bed which is now full of alliums, different alliums, and there is some tulips coming and some anemones just coming on the corner here. The other plants here, the oxydaisies and lupin, I can see has come back, and some verbascum. What else do we have here? Well, I'll be clearing up shortly this bed. This is very wild now, Swiss chard, and some perpetual spinach. These are going to go in the little beds, and some very decorative, although not exactly flavoursome, sorrel, red vein sorrel. So this bed, which I just described, and the one in front with a bit of garlic and quite still a lot of spring onion, these are going to be my pepper and chili beds, and they're going to go on the little mini polytunnels. Now this bed has been actually covered with some manure, and I just want to show you, this must have been manure from quite the top of the pile, because it does have lots of weeds. However, in the same vein, this is manure from inside the hip, and that has been here whole winter, and it doesn't have any weeds in it whatsoever. So moving swiftly to the right, well, this bed is covered. I'm going to actually weigh down the covers on that. That's now cauliflowers and mainly medania spinach interplanted, and they will do fine, but why stunt them? We just cover them up and see how they, to make sure that they not suffer too much next week. And this is our red onion bed. Well, that's gone completely wild, and that will be fine. Doesn't need anything done to it. This is another onion bed which didn't do very well, but it was only covered with compost, and obviously you need soil mix, so we've learned from that. This is going to be interplanted with lettuce, which I probably show you shortly. And these two beds are ready for climbing beans, peas. This one's got pea sticks in ready, and here is going to be beans and a sort of bushing types of beans. So we will finish that when these are all no dig beds. So obviously they're having some weeds coming through. And in my polytunnel, whatever I had, some purple sprouting, Brussels sprouts and flower sprouts, and Asterian tree cabbage, which is doing extremely well. I just wanted to show you because I'm so pleased with this. This is the Asterian tree cabbage. Well, all this is being covered. I'm going to also cover my pride and joy in that big bucket. That's my salvia, which flowers beautifully in blue. And further down there is sweet peas and and really I've been so pleased with these. These are my lettuces, mizunas, mustards, and well, I have to show you this because it's so funny. That box on the bottom was completely eaten by mice, but that's lettuce, but it didn't like the mizuna at all. Well, this one, she didn't realize that it's behind all those mizunas, so now I'm not putting them onto any edges, and I'm praying, because it should have this, the lettuces should have gone now, that you know we managed to stop mice eating them before we actually managed to put them in. And this is my leeks, and that's about it. So all my seedlings are in the house, and I give you a quick tour of that when we get home. I'm just gonna make sure that everything else is covered well before we leave here, and we shall have a very happy Easter if nothing gets lost to the frost this week. We are back at the house, and here are my chilies, tomatoes, which are slightly leggy, but they will be planted really deep. Few cosmos which survived, loads of celeriac. I planted loads of different things last couple of days. Some flowers, I think there is some nicotiana, and some slightly scorched but still surviving marigolds, sunflowers. I think there is some runny beans, artichoke seeds. What else do we have here? We have a sprouting beetroot and sweet corn. I think there is some more flowers, squash. I think there is some hollyhocks on the back. Watson. Yes, he's definitely one spring flower. And we've got more cucumbers, and I think they're not sprouting yet. And we've got some courgettes and melons in here. Well, we also have some pak choy and some mainly brassicas seedlings in that tray, and many more all over the windowsills and in my bedroom. I wish you all very happy Easter break, and that you come back to gardening afterwards and after the frost with, you know, more energy than ever. In the meantime, have a good one. Bye bye.